Hey there, beautiful human. If you are a health professional or a coach who charges high ticket for your coaching programs or services, or you have a signature program, you've been in the space for a while, this is one of the most important videos that you could watch because the space is changing. And today I'm going to share with you how we added an extra $24,399 in monthly recurring revenue, okay, with a $300 a month community offer. And we did it in just 30 days, which is kind of unreal. Okay. My entire business has primarily been around charging, and we have a premium high ticket coaching program that is intimate and is amazing. And the industry itself is maturing, and there's a new opportunity that is emerging. And I'm going to share with you exactly how we did this in this training. And we did it on a platform called Skool. And so just a quick shout out to Sam Ovens for creating this amazing platform called Skool, where we were able to build this offer and community from, and making business fun again, because the platform itself is awesome. But then also Sam's always doing things like, he did a challenge. And so what kind of spurred this on? We created this offer. This is a brand new offer. And we created it because there was a membership challenge. And this is us. This is our paid community right here. And we won that challenge, and Sam hooked us up with some cool swag and prizes. So thanks, Sam, for that. And in this video, I'm going to share with you like how we did that. And depending on where you're watching this video, it should be mostly in our free community. And so right underneath this video, you should see the opportunity to comment on this video. And if you just comment Skool, you'll be prompted to set up a profile, and you'll get access to our free community where we give away, there's $11,000 of course. I think we now have 32 different courses, like full courses on how to build your offer, how to sell online, we have our organic marketing swipe file. So you get all of that for free. It's in our free community. And if you're watching this somewhere else and you want to get access to it, it's just skool.com/HCC for Health Coaches Community. But what we're going to do here in this video is the mission of this. I want to show you how I created a more predictable, a more scalable coaching business that's actually fun to run, doesn't burn me out, and how you can too. And so in order to do that, I'm going to have to prove a couple things. I'm going to have to prove to you that the high-ticket coaching industry is changing because it is maturing. And in order for you to get that shift, like I had to unlearn some stuff that stopped me and will stop you from focusing on building this type of new offer and building a community. And specifically in this training, I'm going to share with you how to get monthly recurring revenue and clients now, and how we did it and how we won that challenge. Okay. So if that sounds interesting to you and you're pumped to watch this training, comment on this video. Let me know. Okay. So the idea here is the coaching industry is maturing finally. I feel like it's been needing this for a while. And whenever an industry matures, the way that things have always been done change. I'll give you some examples. Okay, let's look at the entertainment industry. Remember Blockbuster? Well, when Netflix came around and they created the subscription model, right? That bankrupted Blockbuster and the old way of doing things, because that industry matured because of technology and what became available. Okay. And so another example of when an industry matures would be the software industry. Okay. I remember used to paying like a few $100 just to get like a PDF converter, to convert a document into a PDF. And now, instead of doing that, you're probably familiar with the cloud subscription. I have a cloud subscription. I have a bunch of different tools in there that I don't use, but I use a few, and I pay a monthly recurring fee for that. Another example would be Microsoft. I remember you used to go into Staples to get those little softwares, from the shelf, and then they shifted to a cloud-based subscription model, which, by the way, did $53 billion in revenue, having switched to this monthly recurring subscription-based model as it matured. Fitness industry. Okay, a little bit different because typically gyms and fitness studios, they already had that monthly recurring model that was there from, the get-go. But as it matured, companies like Peloton come on the scene and they gobble up 1.8 billion in total revenue, making gym and fitness available from your home, personalized at-home workouts. As it matured, as that became available, tech became available to do this sort of thing, it changed the landscape. Okay, newspaper industry. My dad used to work in this industry, and people used to buy newspapers one at a time, right? Now, there's 7.5 million people subscribed to just the New York Times. It is a subscription model. As the tech and the industry mature, there's a shift in the way things get done. The financial industry, which is kind of like the OGs, the originators of this monthly recurring revenue model, if you look at it, they've been doing this since forever. Insurance and investments, those two industries are basically, that you sign up for a life insurance policy and you pay a monthly fee for the rest of your life. Or if you're smart and you start investing early, you invest in your own future early, and that compounds. There's a compounding effect when you do this for yourself or when you build a business model that has this baked in. Now, for a little bit of context, I used to work in the financial industry. That was my whole background, and I didn't go in there, think because I was drawn to it. I went in there totally by mistake, actually. And so just for a little bit of context, because I think it is relative relevant for this conversation and why I can see that the industry is changing so for some background context. So in 2007, when I'm 20 years old, think I have a great idea. I know nothing, but I think I know everything. And I went $500,000 in debt trying to do a land development deal that it didn't work. And then to add salt in the wound, 2008 happened, the recession happened, and I'm left holding a bag of debt. I'm making $8 an hour as a server, and I go into the bank just trying to avoid going bankrupt at 21. And I was in there so often, determined to not go bankrupt, that they gave me a job selling insurance. And that started a more than decade-year-long career in finance where I learned everything about how money works, from taxes, insurance, investments, corporate structures, investing, insurance. I became a certified financial planner. I built books of business in tens of millions of dollars. I trained teams, hundreds of advisors, how to build their businesses. And basically in 2016, I realized this entire industry is set up to enslave people with inflation, with their fees, with the debt-based economy that we live in. And it's just like not set up in a way to serve the everyday person that I was serving. And mostly for myself, even though I knew all of this stuff about money, I was still stuck in debt. I couldn't get out. I'm just like, I'm still struggling. So in 2016, I left. I quit corporate finance. I had to let go of my certified financial planning designation. I had to let go of my insurance and investment license. It was super scary, but I knew I had to do it because it just no longer aligned for me to be in that industry in the way that it was set up. And so 2016, I started my own business, which was really about I help people build plans, but it was about changing their relationship with money. As a financial therapist is what I called myself. I became a course creator. It was, relatively successful. Got featured in articles and built a successful business. It was successful enough that I could sell it in 2019, right before COVID, and pay off my debts and kind of start from ground zero. And that was when I started the business that we have now, which is called Soulful Sales Company. It is a business coaching, business mentorship program for health professionals. My wife is a therapist. And when that happened, when COVID happened, we pieced out. We left to Mexico with our daughter, and we did the digital nomad thing. And I just built my business from a beach in Mexico. And it was awesome. And we did that because Canada was kind of weird. We had a baby while we were in Mexico, and we moved back to Canada after after the pandemic, and things had changed somewhat for now. And And anyways, I share this for context because one of the things that happened when I was in finance was that you're kind of trained to look for how the market is shifting so that you can place your bets, so that you can be a bit ahead of the curve, and you learn to watch the market as a whole. You learn to see trends and patterns and then make investment strategies based on those market trends. And I do the same thing now, and I can see market trends. I can see how things are shifting and shaping, and being able to see some insight into, wow, we better make some adjustments because the world is changing quickly. And the high ticket coaching and consulting space is going to change quickly. With AI coming onto the scene, things are going to change quickly. And I think if we don't adapt now, there's a massive opportunity, and the market is already shifting. And so to prove this point, I'm going to go back to Sam Ovens here for a second, because he's the granddaddy of high ticket coaching and consulting. I purchased his program in 2016, the Consulting Accelerator. And that was the thing that opened my whole eyes to building an online business. It's what gave me the confidence to leave corporate finance and build an online consulting business, financial consulting business. And he has trained and coached and worked with the legends of this space. And he built a behemoth of a business. I think it was like $36 or $50 million a year in high ticket coaching and consulting. And he ran that all the way until this year. Okay. And this year he did something that caught my attention. That is like, he's a market mover. What does he see? And he sold that entire business. He sold that very successful, profitable consulting.com business to go all in on a platform where he charges $99 a month, a subscription model. That's very interesting to me. That is a market move. And I've been using Skool for, I was in here right when as a beta user. So I've been using this for, a year and a half or 2 years or whenever it started. And it's interesting to see the evolution and see what's becoming possible with the platform and how the space is kind of changing. Okay. And so there is a new way, and it requires a paradigm shift. It requires a different way of thinking. And the possibilities of creating real freedom exist with this new possibility. Building a business that is fun, that doesn't burn you out, and creating your own universal basic income. Okay, I'm coming back to when you can see what is coming down the pipeline and how things are shaping up. And AI, it's like there are patterns, there are things that are going to change the way that we live so fast in the next few years. If AI gobbles up a bunch of jobs, and universal basic income comes in, that's a wild thing, okay? And you don't have to be dependent on a government to create your own universal basic income. We live right now is one of the most abundant times in history, and there's an amazing opportunity right now to take advantage of. And I want to share that with you, because there are people like this guy, the lawn care nut, okay? This guy is uber passionate about lawn care, okay? Fertilizers, how to mow your lawn. I found him because we now live in a house with a lawn, and I was like, how do you mow your lawn so it looks nice? And I found this guy, and started looking at he has like courses and communities, and he built his own app. So I don't know what that cost him. Okay. But he has lots of products, and on average, it's about $20 a month to be in his ecosphere. Okay. And you just think about this for a second. Okay. 10 people paying $20 a month is $200 a month. 100 people would be $2,000 a month. 500 people would be $10,000 a month. 1,000 people would be $20,000 a month in monthly recurring revenue. When I looked online, I saw that he had 1.6 or 1,600 downloads. That might not even be users. Those are just people who have rated the app. Very good app, 4.7, great lawn care app if you're interested. But even if that's, 1,600 people paying $20 a month, that's mucho dinero for lawn care, okay? And then again, market trends, looking for patterns. Instagram, earlier this year, I believe, came out with their Instagram subscription, right? Where you can charge people a small amount, a couple bucks, to provide them with gated content, okay? And what's cool about this is people who for Instagram, it's like you have lots of content creators. What is this? A crochet doll designer. Like, that's what she's passionate about. Awesome, Yolanda, you get it. And she has a subscription. Even if it was just like $1 for each subscriber, that would be $21,000 a month, right? Or what is this? Making happy, art and creativity. Okay, 380,000 followers. So for content creators and influencers, the possibility of creating a monthly, like monetizing your audience, this is a massive opportunity. Okay, Yarn Farmer. Okay, again, having these followers and being able to knitting classes. These are Instagram subscription accounts. Okay, so they have a subscription. I don't know, what they charge for their subscription or how many of their followers do subscribe, but it's just like this is a pattern. This is something that exists already that's not quite mainstream yet. Big opportunity for creators, course creators. Just imagine like $1 a month per follower. Interesting. It's an interesting thought. Okay, then you got OnlyFans. Okay, I'm not going to start an OnlyFans account. Not into that sort of thing at all. I think it hurts society in a lot of ways. But it is their entire model, right? They have a monthly subscription model where users charge a monthly subscription. Okay, and incoming dad joke. All right. Warning, since having 2 daughters, these just flow out of me. So all of my coaches have 2 things in common, which is, I don't know why. There's probably some thing in my psyche about this. But all of my coaches, they are named Dan. All of my coaches, influencers, and mentors, they're named Dan, and they all build monthly recurring revenue businesses. And I learn from them. I've been learning from them for years, and some of them, and it has helped me to understand this marketplace, understand what is coming down the pipeline, and understand this new model. Dan Bolton, I was in his one-on-one coaching program. And now I'm in a continuation program of his where I just pay monthly for access to his program. Dan Coe, he has a low ticket community program. I can pay $20 a month to just be in his ecosphere and learn little bits from him. Dan Martell has a mastermind, a core community program, which I'm in his program. I pay a monthly fee to be in that community. Dan Henry, I mostly just consume his content. I haven't been in his high ticket programs, but I'm in his free community. Okay. And these are different, but they all teach the same thing, building out monthly recurring revenue models. Or if they, like Dan Henry doesn't necessarily teach that out front, but that is his business model. That's like what he does. Okay. And so I want to end this idea, like to prove this concept, and where this really landed for me was when somebody, I was just at an event a couple weeks ago, and someone was telling me that, you have to understand that $300 a month is more than $30K. And I'm like, well, that don't even make sense. That math ain't mathin'. That doesn't make sense. But it was interesting because I'm at this event and I'm learning about, building subscription models. And I have a $30,000 client. And you know what happened while I'm in there learning is I'm getting text messages from that client saying, I need this to change. We need to change this funnel. We need to change this email. I need to hop on the phone with you. I need to talk to you now. And you know what I did? I did. And I'm like, I got to leave. I missed out on that learning, and I had to leave. I had to go take care of my high ticket client. And it was perfect, the way the universe works. That is the lesson. That was the lesson for me, because what they were trying to get through my thick skull is, when you think about it this way, 10 clients who pay $300 a month is $3,000 a month. And it's pretty easy to get 10 people to pay $300 a month. And $3,000 a month times 12 is $36,000. But do you know what the biggest difference is? So sure, that's more than $30,000. But do you know what the biggest difference is, and why $300 a month is actually worth more than a $30,000 deal? Because one, you are beholden to that client to deliver the premium, the promise that high ticket offer requires and that is expected, versus creating a community that actually has leverage, where you can leverage your expertise, where you can leverage, you can share your content, you can build community, you can create courses and create a business that actually provides you with some freedom. Now, while this is for contrast, it's not one or the other. In fact, I actually think it's both is where the real opportunity is. But this opportunity right here is huge, and it's coming. It's here. It's already here. Okay? So hopefully what I've done so far is proven to you that the high ticket coaching industry has matured. It's gotten to a particular place where it can change, like all the other industries matured and changed. And it's going to happen in a similar way. But now, in order to make this pivot, in order to understand it, there's probably some mindset stuff that might be stopping you from building out or considering building out one of these offers. And I want to talk about it and get it out of the way. Okay, some beliefs that are going to keep you stuck, like they, kept me stuck. So these are some of the beliefs that are going to get in the way if you start to build one of these offers and businesses for yourself. Okay, so, these are the ones that were in my way before really going all in on this strategy and this idea. Belief number one, every single coach and mentor that I have ever worked with has said one high ticket offer, and like one offer, one problem, one niche, one price for 1 year on one platform, like focus until you hit 7 figures. And there's a lot of merit in that advice, because focus is very, very key. But the reason that I had this belief, and you might have this belief, is because you have these business gurus who've been around for a while. They've been very successful in an old model in the way that it was built before. But they might not be operating with the newest information that is available right now. And so, and even if you look at the way that they've built their business, like I started to really look into the coaches that I've learned from, yes, they all have one offer, but what they don't really talk about is how they use that one offer in a multitude of ways to create low ticket offers, to create masterminds. It's like they have one offer, but they use it in a bunch of different ways. So that idea was one that had to shift. Belief number two is it's hard to find clients online. I had this belief for a while, for like a long time. And it's not that it's hard to find clients. I just didn't know. I didn't know how. And there's a great book by Hormozi, because what Hormozi did is he basically framed it. So it's like, look, there's only 4 ways to do it. What's cool is, like, as he framed it, I was like, cool, we do all of these. We do them pretty well. And then, it was very reassuring. I'm like, we got that. What was new for me is this whole other idea of right, there's this whole other way to really turn things on and scale things. But it's not that it is hard to find clients. It's that you just probably haven't read this book, or are too lazy to do the work, or some other version, But it's not that they're hard to find. It's never been easier. Quick story, because like being in finance in 2008 early on, like that trained me. I had to do door knocking. I had to do cold calling. I had to go to events. Like the way that I had to get a client back then was hard. And when I look now, I can just go online to Instagram and and like send messages. Like it's never been easier. If you were trying to build a business, in early 2000s, what I'm talking about. It has never been easier to find clients online. It. Okay. And this book, if you haven't read it, $100 million leads, like go get it. It gives you, that's it. Mystery revealed. Okay. Belief number 3, tech is complicated. I see this all the time. Tech is so complicated. I'm overwhelmed with the tech. I'm stuck in a funnel building hell. But look, if you're building this business, this kind of business, you only need tech. Like it doesn't need to be a huge thing. It only needs to do 4 things. So like you only need to figure out 4 things with tech. You need to figure out how to get leads. You need to figure out how to book appointments. You need to figure out how to send emails and collect the money. That's it. So it can be simple. And in this book, Dan Martell's book, Buy Back Your Time, like the bigger idea here around tech is you got to create a system and create a system for everything. Okay. Belief number 4, I am not good enough. This is one that comes in all the time. And what's weird about this one, and I see it all the time, there's kind of like every human has these core wounds or these limiting beliefs. Like I'm not good enough. I'm not powerful. I'm unlovable. And I feel like these core wounds are like what have shaped the 3 core industries of our time, like relationships, health, and wealth. I'm not good enough shows up in like, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy enough to receive. And that is the deep work that we have to do in order to be successful as an entrepreneur. That's like the real work. That's the benefit of being an entrepreneur, is like, you got to deal with this stuff. Because what happens is when you don't, or when it goes unchecked, like the smartest, most capable people that I know struggle with this feeling of like imposter syndrome. Meanwhile, they've got like walls of credentials and experience and they're freaking geniuses. But for some reason, like they feel that they are an imposter or not good enough. And that another certificate is going to fix that. But that's not going to fix it. You have to be able to see yourself as you really are, as the infinite source and self that you are. And from that perspective, you are more than enough. You are enough. Okay, but that's too deep for this call. We're just talking about the beliefs that will keep you stuck. Okay, belief number 5, I don't want to be salesy, is another one that's like, oh, I don't want to sell online. I don't want to be salesy. So like, don't be. Just learn how. Learn how to be good at sales. Learn how to have influence, have persuasion. And the way that you do that is just like you learned how to walk. You practice and you do it. Okay? And so what this is, so the things that will block you at any stage of your business, this is the framework that we use for our coaching clients all the time, because we know that in any given week, one of these blocks is going to be the things that come up. And so if you have, the idea that there's only one right way or one high ticket offer, there might be a block in your messaging. We call this a soul aligned hybrid offer, right? Or it's hard to find clients. Really, you fix that by getting the right strategy. You might have a breakdown in your systems, or like you just have this belief like tech is complicated, or your systems break down. There's a self-image issue, like the idea that I'm not good enough. Or you might have a skills problem, which is like, I don't want to be salesy, which just means like you don't have the skill set. But these are the 5 bottlenecks that get in the way, and they're connected to the beliefs that we have that will prevent you from hitting each new level in your business. Okay, so right now, I would love to know, like as you're watching this, in the comments, Let me know, like, which of these is the biggest opportunity or bottleneck in your business right now? Do you need to develop a skill? Is there a self-limiting belief? Do you need a system? Do you need a strategy? Is your offer feel soul aligned, excited to share it? Does it provide you with leverage? Like, what is preventing you from hitting the next stage of your growth? Because these are really the only 5 things. Okay, so part of what allowed us to generate the result of winning that contest is like, we've been doing this for a long time. Every week we're looking at how to improve this. And so when an opportunity comes up, we can just execute quickly. But it's because we're committed to unlearning the stuff and looking at like the beliefs that we have that prevent us from hitting the next level. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to share with you is how to get monthly recurring revenue and clients now, and how we were able to win that competition as well. Okay, so having this as the frame, like, how did we do it? How did we win? Well, I'm just going to unpack 3 things. I'm going to unpack soul-aligned hybrid offer. I'm going to unpack the strategy that we used, and I'm going to show you the system that we had in place to be able to execute it. Cool? And this was how we were able to generate $25K a month in recurring revenue in just 30 days. So first, let's talk about the soul-aligned hybrid offer. So why do I say soul-aligned? It's like, one of the things that is really important right now is, as AI becomes more prevalent and is able to create copy for us, create landing pages, create assets, speed up our ability to get work done, the one thing that it will not be able to replace is your soul. And people, is that like, this is the cool thing. It's like, right now, that is what people are going to crave more than ever. And your ability to bring forth that soul into the online space and the work that you do is going to be more important than ever. It's going to be the thing that allows you to stick out in a world of AI, is having your soul come forward and be able to do work that's aligned with your dharma, with your purpose, and have it be aligned, and then create an offer that has a hybrid element. So old school way is you have one high ticket offer. New school way is you have something that is soul aligned, that you're excited, it's purposeful, it's meaningful. It's like why you are here, and offers you the ability to leverage it in a few different ways to create scale. So let me unpack this really quick. We have a core offer, and yes, you actually have to be good at what you do, okay? If you're not yet good and can get people results, then focus on that. Learn the skills, become an expert at what you do, work with clients at a discounted rate, put in the reps, become an expert. From there, charge what you're worth, or charge what your service is worth. Charge what the value that you're delivering is worth. And this should be anywhere between $3,000 to $10,000. Let's, as it could be way more than that. But just like in the realm of high ticket coaching and consulting, $3K to $10K is a good range. Also 25K is good. Also 50K. Like, there are way higher programs that you could charge, but in general, let's just say 3 to $10K for solving a real problem that people have, and they're just tired and fed up trying things that don't work. The next thing to develop is you add a free community where you can just show goodwill, you can build trust, you can build your list, and you can provide value in advance. Okay, so first you create this offer, then you just share stuff for free and you create a community. We did that on Skool, and we did that early. We have 1,300 people in our free community. And all we do is every week we kind of share a little bit of what is going on in our main program. Like, hey, here's a cool tip. And we create these resources and courses and trainings, and we give them away for free. And then the next thing that we did is we built we had our monthly recurring revenue start when people loved our program, and then they're like, can we keep working with you? And we created something that was a little bit less, but it was on a monthly recurring model. And so, but then people would just stick around and they would work with us ongoingly. And so this is what we had already. This was in place. And then the membership kind of came around, or like this challenge that Sam put on. And we're like, hey, you know what the next thing we should build is this little gap here. Because there was lots of people in our free community who couldn't quite afford this, but wanted to, take the next step and like still wanted more access. And so we created a low ticket community. And what we did is we said, we're going to do a 30-day challenge, and you can come in and kind of come and work with us for 30 days. And we launched the $300 a month community offer. Now, what's important is like understanding the distinction between these. Like, it's still just one offer. I'm still just doing one thing. I didn't really create something new. What changes is the level of service and the levels of support. So the core offer is like all in, one-on-one access. You get all of me, right? And my team. The free community, what you get is awareness. The continuity program is where like real community starts to build, because you have a lot of like-minded people who are all successful. They're like, they buy into your core messaging and program, and a real sense of community builds there. But then in the low ticket community, it's really about providing people with education who can take that and implement it themselves and eventually get to the spot where they can afford to pay for your one-on-one program. Okay, so, but I'm not creating a bunch of different things. It's all the same thing, just different levels of support. And that's the main distinction. What's really cool is the people in our main program, they are paying for less stuff. There's less content in our one-on-one program because people don't want to go through the content if they can just pay for the direct goods or pay to have it done. Okay, that was a big unlock for me. So we load up these with like free content, and people pay. When they pay more money, they get less content, and just like the straight only, here's the only thing you need to listen to, because they're paying for speed. Okay, so same offer, 4 different price points. This is just an example. Let's say you had a $5,000 offer, or it was $1,500 a month for 4 months. Okay, then people want to continue on, so it's $1,500 a month in that example if they pay monthly. If they want to continue on, let's say it's $1,000 a month, and then you have this low ticket $200 a month offer. Well, that makes 3 different ways to hit $24K a month. You could have 16 clients at $1,500 a month. That would be $24K. If you had 24 clients who continued on and continued to work with you, that's $24K. And if you launched a low ticket $200 a month program, you'd need 120 clients, and that would be $24K a month. And if you built all 3 of those, that would actually be $72K a month, almost $1 million a year. Not creating different things. You're creating one thing and providing different levels of support. This is the big unlock. And you could, like, I'm still not convinced that this is the way that we did it. I'm not convinced that, maybe if you're just starting, maybe you can start with a low ticket community while you're building your reps and you're building your confidence. It might make sense to just start there. That data, I don't know yet. I can tell you for us, and what worked well for us is we just focused on high ticket first, then we did free stuff, then we did a continuation offer, and then we did this. And now we're scaling. We're able to scale in a way that's like sustainable and fun and doesn't burn me out. Okay. So same offer, 4 different levels of support. And this is the unlock. And basically this is the low ticket. This is what we launched. And we were able to get almost 100 people in here paying $300 a month in 30 days. And why were we able to do this? I think this is really important because of this. We already had a free community with 1,300 people in there. We've been giving value for a long time. So we had a warm market, a warm group of people who were ready to buy. And that kind of leads into the second thing that we want to talk about is the strategy. So what was the strategy that we used? Well, for basically the last year, all we've been doing is we run an ad, we create some content, we start chat conversations, we make offers. That's our strategy. And where that comes from is our avocado method, okay? And the avocado method, I won't go through the whole thing here, but It's an acronym. And these are like the pillars that you need in your business. You need authority. You need to be good at what you do. You need to provide value in the marketplace. You need to have an opener or like a lead magnet, an opt-in. You need to create content, have a community, build out some automations, understand how to book appointments from DMs, get outbound traffic with ads, and learn how to sell in a soulful way. This is the acronym that spells avocado, okay? But the philosophy behind it is actually more like this. So there's understanding the process between somebody being an internet stranger and becoming a client. There's a ripening process. Most people don't understand this, and this is why you get a bunch of spammy, slimy DMs trying to sell you stuff without ever ripening or providing value to people. And so like in the same way that when you have an unripe avocado, what do? You put it in a brown paper bag. And then what happens? It ripens over time. And then when it's ripe, you can make an offer. And so our brown paper bag is the community. It's where people go to ripen. They consume our content. They get to know us, like us, trust us. And then what that does is we are never making a sale to somebody who doesn't want to be sold to. This is the whole idea of soulful sales. And I won't get into the whole thing, but like this is the strategy. Is like you build goodwill, you you create a community, you give good value, and you sell when people are interested. Okay? So that was the strategy. And all we had to do when we launched this offer is we just said to all these people that we'd been building, is we said, hey, we're going to do this thing now. Who wants a little bit more support? And we got a bunch of people who said yes. So what's the systems that we have in place to do this whole thing? It's like we only have 4 things, okay? 4 things that I talked about earlier. We need a way to capture leads, book appointments, send emails, and collect the money or build a monthly recurring model. So we use 2 softwares to do this, Skool and Avocado AI. And what we do is to capture leads, we get people to join our free community. Right? Like this video right now should be in our free community. If you comment below or you try to comment below, it's going to say, hey, join our free community. And what happens? We're going to get your email. And we've captured a lead because we have tons of value that we give away for free. And now we can start a relationship. Okay. But then on our back end, we also have a way of tracking who joins our community, who consumes our content. And we do that with our Avocado AI software that we built, which is our white label, high level software that's built for our system. Okay, the next thing is book appointments. So the way that we booked appointments is we just put our calendar underneath our free content. People consume the free content and they book a call. And then we have the avocado, and we do this right in Skool. Okay, we don't have landing pages. We just have this page. Okay, and then people show up and we have a whole system in place to make sure that they show up and that they're coming ready for the call. And we do that through our email marketing service that we have in Avocado AI. Okay, sending emails. We can send emails directly through Skool, which is basically as simple as writing a post. What we did when we were, to win this campaign is we created an email sequence and we actually launched that through Avocado AI. There was a deadline sequence. It was automated, and we had that whole system. Okay, so, but that's really important, right? Being able to send emails, communicate with your list, and whenever you have an announcement or an offer, and we did that. And the deadline was key. We had a deadline, like join this before, that challenge ended. Most people joined in the last 2 days. Okay. And lastly, what's really cool is like a way to be able to collect cash or collect monthly recurring revenue. And this is a brand new feature that Skool just brought out, which was the point of doing their membership challenge in the first place is they made it possible to begin collecting subscriptions. Just like, the software companies, when that industry matured, what happened? It shifted to subscriptions. And Skool is a platform that is making that possible. And there's probably other platforms that have done it, but the OG of high ticket coaching and consulting has founded this one. And so specifically for this industry is why Skool is the platform that we use. Okay. And so everything, and that's it. Those are the 4 things. And so hopefully I've shared with you and delivered on the promise of this training, which was that there is a new and simple way to build a 24K per month or way more, like it's totally scalable, coaching business with school and with a community offer, right? Imagine every person that you had made your high ticket offer to who said, oh, I can't afford that. Like, how many times have you heard that? And then what if you said, well, like, hey, I also have this. I have this, community where it's just $200 a month and you can get the courses and some coaching and we can help you be able to afford our main program. Would that be more reasonable? Right? It's like, it's a no-brainer downsell. And it doesn't take much to build up people who want to be in your community if you do it right. And you can build this monthly recurring revenue business that might even be sellable. I mean, that's a whole other thing. But the thing that is amazing about this, like when you have monthly recurring revenue, like that's actually a business then. You have a business where you can like value, like you can, there's an equation where you can figure out like what's the true value of the business because it's sustainable and it's predictable. Okay, same offer, so you don't need to create a whole bunch of different things. You just need to reorganize and restructure probably what you already have. And so if you resonate with this idea and you want to learn how to build this type of business for yourself, then I do have an offer for you in this video, okay? And this is only going to be for health pros, health coaches, transformational coaches, people who resonate with, probably the undertones of what you picked up on in this video. Yes, you picked up on those. And these are the people who we serve and who, this offer is for. So the offer is this. I'm going to give you everything that you need to build this type of monthly recurring coaching business. We are learning about this actively and sharing it actively. And this is essentially the same as a high ticket coaching program, but without the high ticket fees. Way more affordable. Okay? So we have the playbook on exactly how to do this. We just did it and we're going to do it again and we're going to scale this thing and we're going to help more and more people do it. This is the playbook. I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but this is like, these are all the different elements in one page that allows us to do what we're doing. Okay? And we know what gets in the way of people who are going to try to build these kind of business. And we know how to remove those blocks. We know it's always going to be one of these 5 things. We're really good at coaching people through these 5 things. But not only that, not only the map and not only the coaching, inside of our community, included in the investment of our community is some bonuses. So bonus number 1, we have weekly world-class coaching calls. I'm talking high-ticket coaching calls. Easily $1,000 a month in the high-ticket coaching space. That's just included in our community. It's with me and Alexander. Okay, so the mission of those is to provide you with premium coaching every week that helps you unlock those 5 belief blocks that help you become the person you need to be to build the business that you desire. Number 2, we have access to one of the greatest AI offer and content engine machines around, where you can plug in your information and it will spit out every marketing asset that you need. It will create your offer with AI. You can brainstorm. Once you have put in all that information, it will create video sales letters. It will create landing pages. It will create emails, lead magnets, like all the crazy things, okay? This will save you a ridiculous amount of time because AI is the other element that we're learning a lot about, okay? So the mission with that is to save you years of struggle and testing and iterating offers and marketing assets that won't work. Then you get our complete Avocado AI system, which is our high-level platform customized for the way that we are building the business with membership models, with our proven Avocado method. Okay, so you get the plug-and-play, pre-baked funnels, softwares, emails to build your business with. We've also built an Instabot, which is an appointment setter within our system. If you have an appointment setter, like we had an appointment setter, we were paying $3,000 a month for. This replaces that. It replaced our appointment setter. And so, and we book all of our appointments through Instagram. That's included in our software. But we also teach you how to build AI bots, which is incredibly important right now in today's day and age. Okay. Number 5 is you get our entire Avocado Method course, the curriculum previously reserved for 10K clients. You're going to get that course, the content of it. Okay. And give you the playbook that we use to hit 250K organically before we started running ads. And there's a couple other things. So now, if you stick around for a second month, then you unlock a feature. And that feature is included in the price of the program, is you're going to get your own school community, which is normally $99 a month. But we're going to give you your own school community for free when you stick around into the second month. And we're going to teach you how to launch, grow, automate, and monetize your school community. And if you stick around for month number 3, you're going to unlock a bonus number 7, which is using our software. With a click of a button, we can build your entire website with your copy, your offer, your lead magnets. Click, done. Crazy. With AI, leveraging AI in our software. Okay? Save you all of that funnel building, tech overwhelm, hell, gone. But this is only for members of the Avocado Health Pro community. And there is 100% more value in this community than many of the high ticket coaching programs I have been in. Just to put it, as they do when you're presenting an offer, what might be the value of this? It's like we ran just the case. We helped people build their bots for $1,500 a couple months ago. If it replaces your appointment setter, that's $3,000 a month. The avocado course, 10K, right? You're getting weekly coaching. How much do you pay for your coach? The softwares that are all included, that alone is $500 a month. You're going to build a community of like-minded coaches and health professionals. The total value of this community could easily be worth $30,000 over a year to the right person. And I've been thinking about how are we going to build this? I could charge $2,000 a month for this program. It comes with coaching. It comes with the software. It comes with a booking bot. But we're not going to charge $2,000 a month. We're not going to charge $1,000 a month. We're not even going to charge $500 a month yet. Everything that I mentioned is absolutely free for the members who are in our community. And this regular price is $500 a month. And that basically just covers the software, all the softwares that are included. But right now, it's available for $300 a month. So if you want, one other piece with this, there are no contracts. You can cancel anytime. But it is suggested that if you join this, you approach it like you're just joining a high-ticket coaching program. So you commit to it for 6 to 12 months to see the best results. But there's no contracts. We're not going to lock you in. And so, but you can lock in at this price for $300 a month instead of the regular $500. And this is going to increase as we go. As we grow, we will increase the month-to-month charge that we are charging for. Okay. And so just to recap, what are all the things that are in here for $300 a month right now? And if you're watching this and the price has gone up and it's already $500 or something different, whatever the price is at the community, that is what it is. Okay. So we have the playbook, we have the coaching. Okay. Weekly coaching. We've got the AI machine to build your offer and all your assets. We have the CRM system to do all your tracking, emails. This literally replaces every other software that you currently use. Kajabi, ClickFunnels, ActiveCampaign, all that stuff. Okay, all included. Instagram booking bot. The step-by-step process to building 250K organically. If you stick around for the second month, you get your own school community included. You stick around for month number 3, you get the one-click website with all of that content you created in your with your AI assets, okay? For $300 a month. Okay. Right now, I'm going to say until Black Friday. Maybe we extend it beyond that. I don't fully know. But I'll tell you this. Whatever the price is on our community is the active price. And so the regular price is $500 a month. If you want access to this, and this is you're watching this in the free community, then comment avocado in the comments below and we'll reach out and give you the link to join. And get this high ticket coaching program for just $300. So thank you for watching this training. I hope you got a ton of value. I hope I was able to show you that the industry is changing. It's very exciting. And if this resonates with you, then I hope that you will join us in our Avocado Health Pro community. Thanks for watching. Peace out, everybody.